chance to have a little chat, get a drink, have some crisps. There's just some noodles and things over here, help yourself. And some of our glamorous assistants are bringing some rounded bowls, I've noticed, which is good. So yeah, feel free to help yourself to anything. Yeah, also, just want to say thanks very much everyone for coming. It's the first time we've hosted an event like this, so appreciate your support and coming along. I know the MP&Co Awards tonight are on at the Midland Hotel, so we could be there sipping champagne and wearing our tuxedos, having a 5-course meal, but I actually got offered a free ticket this morning to go along as well, but I'm here talking to you guys. Committed. So yeah, we don't need that because we've got beer, we've got pizza coming, we've got crisps, and we've got video marketing insight, so we've got everything we need right here. We've got 4 really good speakers lined up for you as well. I'm really excited to see what they've all got to say. I've seen several of them speak elsewhere at different events and they're really good. So they've been checked and vetted, they're all safe. So they've all got a slightly different angle as well, slightly different take on video and marketing in general. So hopefully there'll be a lot of interesting things to learn and take from their talks. And takeaways that you can hopefully implement in your own businesses as well. Just to remind you of the running order of the night, first of all we've got Mike Pye, who's over there. Mike is a marketing specialist. He's going to be talking about video marketing in general and some stats around why we all need to be using video today in our marketing strategies. Next up is going to be me. I'm the owner of Flow, where we all are today. We're a design and animation company, so I'm going to be talking a little bit about content creation. I'm going to be telling you 5 kind of guiding principles for creating good quality video content, and I'm also going to be showing you 5 examples of types of content that every brand I think should be using today. Then we're going to have a short break where as soon as I finish the pizzas will arrive. It'll be perfectly timed, seamless. Domino's have been paid extra to deliver them exactly on time. So, and then we're going to have a half an hour break where we have a beer, have some pizza, have a chat. And then after the break we've got Rich from Six and Flow. Rich is an inbound marketing specialist and he's going to be telling us a bit about conversational marketing. And then last up we've got Del Parsons over there. Hello Del. Del is a business growth specialist and Del's going to be telling us how to use video on LinkedIn as a lead generation tool. So those are all the speakers for tonight, so hopefully we've got some really good stuff coming. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. If anyone needs the toilet, it's up these stairs and then up another set of stairs. It says you'll get your steps in, so that's good. There's signs upstairs to show you where to go. It's just upstairs again, and you'll see the signs. We've got some helpers here tonight, so if anyone needs any help, Flowsters, can you identify yourselves? Ask these people if you need a drink, if you get lost, if you get a wet noodle, they're available. So yeah, that's housekeeping. I think that's everything, so if we're all ready, I think we'll get started. So I'm going to hand you over to Mike, who's going to be our first speaker. Thank you very much, Mike.
Hi everyone. First of all, before I start, I've got a bit of a cold, so if you can't hear me, give me a shout, I'll speak up. And the other thing, it might be a dog. And then it's given a bit of an interlude. She's been hiding around the corner. She's my cockapoo or Liggy. Hopefully she'll be good behaviour. So yeah, thanks Carl. Just a quick introduction. My name's Mike. I run a marketing consultancy business called MP&Co. We're a collective of specialists that go into businesses, typically B2B, fast growth businesses, and help them develop a strategy and then help them execute it. I've been working in marketing for 12, 13 years, both in-house and agency side. Been responsible for hiring a lot of third parties to help with developing and executing marketing stuff, and also been on the other side, inside agencies, for delivering a lot of it for clients too. So I think over that time, especially over the last 4 years of running my own business, you get to understand a lot of the challenges businesses face around all types of marketing and content, but particularly around some of the challenges businesses have around video in particular. So firstly, why video? I don't think we need to answer that question that much because everyone's here with that intention, but loads and loads of statistics, and this is a quick Google from yesterday from stats from this year around why video is so beneficial. This is just 15 of about 30, 40 different statistics that we found, which really demonstrate the power that video can have on marketing. So Some of the highlights, I suppose: videos attached 300% more traffic and help to nurture leads. A website 53 times more likely to reach the front page of Google if it includes video. Fantastic stats around the power of on engagement, on conversion, optimization, everything really that businesses need to deliver in terms of results. There's a reason to incorporate video into it, and that's something that we see has real power on some of the clients that we work with. So over the next few minutes, fairly brief, because this is quite an introduction before the rest of the guys go into a bit more detail. We're going to be talking about 4 different things. So why video is important, some of the challenges of producing great video, 3 reasons how you can use video that you might not already think of, and how to get buy-in for video, whether it's with clients or with the senior leadership team that are deciding where to spend budget. So firstly, I love GIFs, so there might be a few GIFs that pop into this. Loads of the work that we do is all around content marketing, and a lot of the time that comes into the written word, blogs, ebooks, white papers, all sorts of different assets that we produce. And one of the phrases that we roll out all the time is how content is the fuel for successful digital marketing. Content is a reason to get people to your website, it's a reason to get people to engage with you, it's a reason to help you demonstrate expertise and build loyalty in your brand. Real plethora of reasons, but I think video is kind of the medium that adds a real supercharger to that content as well. It's a way to really add weight to all of the different things that you want to achieve as a marketer, whether that's really deliver a reason why a business may want to work with you or choose your product, build trust in your brand, help drive real engagement across all your social media channels, help drive engagement across some of more of your traditional channels, give people an insight into what makes you tick, what makes you different to your competition. It adds lots and lots of power to the content that you're creating. But that said, still find that a lot of businesses have a real challenge in selling it in to their senior leadership teams, their budget, to clients that they're working with, why they should be using it. And going back to the first slide, it baffles me as to why that is still a challenge in this day and age, because everyone knows how the internet is becoming a place where video is rife and it's the medium that we need to be involved in. Does anybody in here have any insight into what those challenges are that they face in terms of getting buy-in or anything like that?
I think it's expensive.
Yeah, cost.
Cost? Yeah.
It's time consuming.
Time consuming.
Measuring a return is difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
Storyline it.
Sorry?
Storyline video.
Yeah.
And they don't know where to use it.
Exactly,
So so they might produce like a corporate film and then that's it. And they don't understand what the other vehicles that they can use that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of the time as well, one of the big challenges that I face is that clients worry about how they're going to be perceived. They constantly see stuff that their competitors are doing and think, oh my god, that's awful. And then they really worry about themselves being perceived that way. And a lot of what they need to address is how they want to really show themselves off, what good looks like, and how to demonstrate it. I had an example today. I was with a client, and typical really, really cheesy LinkedIn videos that you see. It was a recruitment business, and they're just dancing around, and just doing some really, really crappy content. I know Carl's going to be talking later on about how to break through the noise and not deliver really, really poor, crappy content. But it's that kind of stuff which often really jars with clients and makes it difficult to sell in the benefits. But when done well, when you've got a real solid strategy as to why you're using it and how you're using it and how you're going to get it out there, it's obviously a really, really powerful challenge. Cost as well. I think a lot of companies don't understand the cost. Don't understand how you can do some things at a much lower cost than others. Some things you might need a really, really high production value. If it's a really, really big brand film or something that's pivotal to your marketing strategy, then you might want to invest a little bit more in it. If it's short form social content, or it's just something that's going to repurpose some blog content into a quick video, then you can do that really, really quickly with various different tools that are out there on the market to create some nice stuff really quickly, or use freelancers or something like that. So it's It's about sort of evaluating what you want to create and understand what budget you should put into it depending on the value that you expect to get out of it. So we're just going to look into 3 different ways videos have results, because a lot of businesses think about video and they think about doing a brand film, they think about explain a video or just doing some video for engagement on social. But there's loads of different ways that we've seen video have a real big effect on other areas of business that you might not automatically think of. So firstly, conversion optimization. So obviously there's a great place for using video for introducing people to your brand and your products and services. But I work with quite a few different tech businesses or businesses that may have quite a complicated product or service, and getting people to convert in terms of either signing up to a product or a tool, or actually giving the details for follow-up. Sometimes it's a bit of a challenge, particularly, like I say, particularly with tech businesses. So I've got a client who works in a fintech area. They've got quite a long onboarding process, and they were finding that they were having trouble getting people to, one, sign up to start with, but then start completing the rest of the journey, because there was quite a lot of onus on them to provide various different bits of information. Adding video into that journey, which was just really, really simple piece of camera videos about talking through that process, what's required of them and why, how quick it's going to be, had a massive impact on getting people to go through those different stages, and it made that journey much more clearer for the customer. Improved the trust as well, because videos are coming from the business owner, and had a real big impact in increasing that conversion rate. Testimonials, we're going to come on to this later on, and Carl's going to be talking about it, but that customer advocacy has a real big impact on getting people to know, like and trust you, and get to that point where they're willing to commit to the product or service. And it really helps simplify that decision making as well. If you're going to make it really clear and easy to understand the benefits of them buying a product, giving you their details, making an inquiry, you can do that very, very quickly and easily through video, which might be quite complicated to digest through traditional sort of text and landing pages. Employer branding. So all of these examples here are from Google, and I think very few of us probably have the budget that Google have. But the reason I put this up here is that actually none of the stuff that they do on here is necessarily that expensive or that difficult for smaller businesses to capitalise on. So their Life at Google website is full of amazing content to try and get people to want to come and work for Google with the best people in the industry, sell the benefits of working there, their career progression, how they're going to be challenged in their roles, but also talk through the journey that they're going to go on when they actually start at Google, right from the interview process through to onboarding them and then their ongoing life within the company. And they use video throughout the whole thing, so there's loads of testimonials, there's loads of people talking through that interview process, what to expect, how you can excel in those interviews, what life is going to be like, showing you around the campus, all sorts of stuff like that, which is actually quite easy for most businesses to achieve through simple in-house video production. And this sort of stuff is great for helping you attract that real top talent. And I think tech businesses in particular find it difficult to attract top tech talent. There's a shortage out there, and it's difficult to get them to come to you over the competition. It's not always about salary, it's about selling what the opportunities are there and what difference they can make in your business. So there's loads of simple things that the businesses can do to really help attract that talent, and that also has a flip side in helping you attract customers as well, because if they can see quite clearly you're attracting the best talent in the industry and you go above and beyond to make them feel at home and build a really cohesive team, it's another real benefit to get them to work with you over the competition. And finally, onboarding. So whether it's onboarding new employees or trying to get on board customers into your product or service, it's a great way of helping that overall process. So there's a couple of examples on here. On the left, Insightly. Insightly is a CRM tool, and we've got Xero, Cloud Accountancy, and Canva design software. So all three of them use video in a great way to get people up to speed on the products and tools that they're going to use. I think that's really, really vital, especially in tech, because if people don't start using it and using it to the best of their ability and getting real results from it, they stop using it. So, especially with like quite complicated products and services. So, Insightly, whether it's HubSpot or Zoho or whatever CRM it is, there's so much value you can get out of those tools, but you've got to kind of understand how it works and put the time in and really get to grips with the tool. Insightly have a series of about 30, 40, 50 videos which take you through every different step quite quickly and simply of how to use all of those different tools within the system, how it all works together, how to make it work for your business. I think that has a massive effect on actual uptake on the product. Whereas people might just start using it, not really get it, quite quickly cancel your subscription if you're not getting the value out of it. So it's a great way, whether you're a tech business or whether you offer a service, of being able to take people through the journey of working for you and get a lot out of it. I know a lot of businesses who offer a service that use it in a way to welcome new people to the company, tell them potentially about the way they're going to start working with them, introduce them to the team, various different things. I think Rich, you're going to talk about that too later on, about using this business development process. So a few different examples there of I think how it can have a real massive effect, and then just a few comments on how to get buy-in. So those people that hold the purse strings want to see a return on investment. So for me, a lot of the times where we've had success in getting buy-in businesses who've never done any video before but need to start using it, is pick and choose the areas to focus on which are actually going to get some tangible results to start with. So if it can be, I've got a problem with generating conversions, or there's a breakdown of people who sign up but then go on to complete payment, for example. Adding video into those kind of stages, being able to demonstrate the impact that it's had is a really great way to really show an actual tangible return quite quickly. So pick and choose those different ways. It could be that social is really lacking in engagement. Can we try some really quick videos social to implement and then improve that engagement rates? There could be all sorts of different particular challenges that your business is facing that you can then try some different things to demonstrate that return. And starting small on that basis as well, so rather than going straight in for real high production, value, expensive, costly videos, do it small. Could be in-house, could be getting a freelancer in, could be even using some off-the-shelf products. For a lot of our clients, we use Biteable or Lumen 5 or various different things to create very quick, snappy little videos just to do a job. Still look good, still branded, but can be done quite cheaply and efficiently. Once that's been demonstrated, then perhaps you can sell in doing something at a bit of a higher production value, getting a bit more buy-in. Make it their idea. I think that's a lot of the time. People who are business owners, decision makers, are usually high reds. By that I mean they're ones that they're people that want to make quick decisions. They want quick information, and it might be difficult to sell into them over the long haul. If you start planting that seed earlier on, just like, oh, maybe we should do a video here, or maybe some statistics for this. In a couple of months, they'll come back to you and go, should we do some video? That tends to be the way that it works. And then I think a lot of people, when it comes down to producing video in-house, and if you're going to be doing some piece of camera stuff, people feel really uncomfortable, feel really shy, especially the first time about being on video. And you're often likely to get some pushback just because they don't want to be involved. And then it's just a process about doing it very, very gently. A lot of practice before you even get on camera, a lot of making them feel comfortable, and making that initial recording maybe just internal. Don't even think about putting it out there, just make it really easy for them to produce, get everyone used to being in front of the camera before you think about doing anything that's actually going to go live in the market, because people don't want to be in that situation like I was talking about before, where people are laughing at them or they feel that people are laughing at them. So it's that a lot of practice to go into it, I think, to start with. And I think finally, repurpose. So it's my next slide. Video can be costly and it can be very time consuming, so what can we do to get more bang from our buck, really? How can we turn a great piece of video content into loads and loads of other assets that we can use for all the rest of our marketing plan. So a great explainer video, a great company video, how can we turn that into blog posts, ebooks, cut up into little portions for social media, how can we use it across email content, all of the different formats, so that we can take one piece of very high value work and turn it into all sorts of different things that will fuel the marketing plan for the future. So for example, one of my clients at the moment is kind of repositioning next year and is focusing on some quite challenging topics for the industry, trying to really set themselves apart by doing something quite different and bold. The starting process for that is by creating some great explainer videos about those different concepts, and from that point we're then going to turn it into all sorts of different assets that we can use across all the different strands of the marketing plan. Example here from London Reel. Does anyone know London Reel? It's a company from London that are a massive content producer. On the back of all the content they produce and all the attraction that they get to the website, they offer training, they offer coaching, various different sort of business accelerators, all sorts of different things. They have real high value guests. Some of the ones I've listened to recently, we've got Simon Sinek, there's all that kind of ilk of people, and they're really long form content, so they're like 3 hours, some of them, which are quite hefty to watch, but they're really, really high value, and you get an awful lot of information and insight into the particular people. They repurpose it across everything. It starts off as a video, just a simple interview between two people. They repurpose it into a podcast. They literally just record the audio, put it in a podcast, offer it across all the major podcast providers. They chunk it up, and they have some of the interview will be like secrets that the interviewer is giving away. You're not allowed to watch that unless you subscribe, and you can get added benefits, added features by subscribing and giving you details. They turn it into events. They have the same speakers and bring them to events, and we rehearse it all that via that way. They turn it into blog posts, social assets, all sorts of things. So what starts as a 3-hour video ends up into probably a month, 2 months worth of content, which they're pushing out to everybody. Cool. So final thoughts. Videos really powerful. Simple as that. But think about how you can incorporate it into your marketing plan to help with some serious marketing challenges that you face. So I think first, rather than just think about I need to do some video because everyone else is doing it, think about those particular challenges that you have and how you could potentially use video to help that. Have a plan about how you're going to use it. So don't just create it and stick it on your website and expect people to love it and watch it. It's got to be distributed properly. It's got to be repurposed in a way that's going to drive more value out of it. But more importantly, if you're going to invest in something, you need people to see it. So you've got to think about that distribution plan. Base production value on potential ROI. I think if you want to do lots of quick stuff for social, then that doesn't necessarily have to be as expensive and as high production value as something that's going to be a massive impact on the business. And there's lots and lots of different ways that you can produce stuff, whether it's with an agency or a freelancer or using a third-party provider. And finally, old adage, you don't have to be good to start, but you have to start to be good. And a lot of businesses are just afraid to start using it, afraid to start doing it, but as soon as you start realising how easy it is and how impactful it can be. So that's it for me. I think I'm now handing back over to Carl.
Yeah, thanks very much.